Seriously, Vince, thanks for
Highly
your,
likely, yeah.
thanks for your lovely speech, Vince. Thank you.
Did you enjoy it, Peter?
It was great, thank you. I was very moved. There's some people also that I need to thank today. Starting first of all with the registrars for giving Beth and I such a lovely service and making it so lovely for us when we were getting married. Next to the staff of the West Tower who've worked so hard for us to make our day so special. So thank you so much to the staff of the West Tower for all the work today. Next, I'd like to thank my friend David, who's the gentleman who's been going around doing the videoing and whatever. So obviously, once we have the video, we'll be able to call around to all your houses and make you watch it all over again. Also to Richard, who was kind enough to be our photographer for the day, and obviously we look forward to getting photographs that will make our day all the more memorable. So thank you so much, Richard. Also to Katie for such lovely singing. I think everybody's been bowled over by how good and how her singing was so lovely for the service and for afterwards or whatever. Her singing was so lovely. So again, thank you so much to Katie. So what I'd like to do now is move on to our mums and dads to start off with. And firstly, I'd like to start with Pearl and Vince. Traditionally, I'm supposed to thank you for welcoming me into the family at this point. But I have to say that from day one, you've been so welcoming of me and made me feel like part of it as soon as I first met you. So thank you so much for making me welcome into your family.
Yeah, that's
welcome to part of it.
yeah.
Thank you. I'd also like to thank you for raising the beautiful woman who I can now call my wife, Beth. Thank you for that as well. Beth, as you know, has many talents. Multitasking is one of them.
I have noticed.
She can spit out a dummy, throw her toys out the pram, and go shopping all at the same time, which is quite a feat in itself. But I just want to assure you that I love Beth very, very much, and I will try to make it as happy as I possibly can do. So thank you so much. And what I'd like to do now is to give you some flowers as a gesture of our appreciation to Pearl and to Vince. So thank you very much indeed.
Yeah. Very good, yeah.
Next, I'd like to move on to my mum and dad, Jean and Peter. I want a special thanks for all the love and support that you've given me throughout all the years. Yeah. Sorry.
Take a deep breath, Peter.
No, they've always been
That's what I have to
when I've needed them, through thick and thin. Mostly me being thick, but they've always been there for me. So, thank you for my lovely mum and dad. I'd also like to... Also, like to thank them for turning out the fine, handsome, young, upstanding man who's standing behind me. Yeah. So to my mum and dad again, I would like to give these flowers as a token of appreciation to my mum as well. Thank you. So I don't know if this breaks with tradition or whatever, but ladies and gentlemen, can I ask you please to be upstanding? And I want to make a toast to our mums and dads. You sit. So ladies and gentlemen, raise your glasses to our mums and dads, to Pearl and Vince and Jean and Peter. Our parents, mums and dads.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Sit down now.
Thank you. Next, I'd like to thank Denise, Dave and Tom for making me equally as welcome as part of their family as well for the day I met. So thank you guys as well. And thank you Denise for that lovely reading as well. Thank you so much. Next I'd like to thank my two very special daughters, Laurie and Joanne, who make me proud every day, and no more so than today.
Sure the days.
So thank you for your lovely greetings and being here today. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Now, there's an unwritten rule amongst folks who come to weddings that nobody should be better turned out, smarter, more good looking, more handsome than the bride, and more handsome than the groom even, on his big day. And therefore, I particularly like to thank my two best men for excelling in that department. Thank you very much indeed. The first of my two best men, my brother John, being just the two of us, we're more than just brothers, we're being good mates for all our life. Always been there for me. And again, thanks for being with me here today, John, so thank you very much. And next. Next, my second best man, Dave. Dave and I have known each other now for almost 20 years. And we've always been great mates. Despite the slender, toned, muscular physique, fat legs underneath that morning suit, Dave is the hungriest bloke I've ever met in my life. He really is. He never stops eating. He's on first name terms with McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, and numerous chippies around Liverpool. In fact, food actually nearly killed him once when we were actually in Amsterdam. And Dave, being Dave, devoured a space cake that was so full of marijuana that he actually fainted in the street half an hour later. And had it not been for myself and my good friend Glenn catching him, he could well have cracked his head and not be here today. So I'm so thankful that he is. So again, thank you, Dave. Next, I'd like to thank Amanda for being best maid of honour, for helping out with all the preparations and helping Beth through this, what I believe was quite a stressful morning for what I can gather. But obviously thank you, Amanda, for helping Beth and coming through everything that needs to go through, so thank you again.
Thank you.
And finally, and most importantly, to the star of the day, my gorgeous wife, Beth. You're absolutely stunning today. Absolutely amazing. When I seen you coming down the aisle, it made me realise how lucky and how proud I am to be your husband. So thank you for that. I don't know how many of you know how Beth and I met, but we actually lived next door but once to each other for nearly 7 years before we actually got together. I was just playing it cool and waiting for but one after Saturday afternoon we got chatting over the back fences.
As you do.
As you do. As in fact, Beth actually been out on a date that day.
I have.
And had that date gone better, it could have been somebody else standing there. So maybe that won't be well. But Beth had been out on a date, I'd been out in the garden, in the scruff, doing the garden, whatever. Beth, being Beth, looked like she just stepped out of a catalogue, and I looked like I'd just been run over actually. But we got chatting, and Beth was keen to establish whether or not I had a girlfriend. And I was equally as keen to confirm that I didn't. And we ended up going out for a drink that night, and we've been together pretty much ever since. And often, on occasions, we'll reminisce about that day we met, and we look at each other and stare at each other and say things like, I wish I'd stayed out that day, or wish I'd gone across the week before, or things like that. But we're here today as husband and wife, and I want to thank you so much for being my wife. Anyway, as Denise touched on earlier on, it's not been an easy year for Beth. It's been quite a hard one, as it has been for Pearl and all Pearl's family. How Beth's not only coped with that, but also coped with me, put up with himself.
Cope with me as well.
Cope with me, but not only that, but stay cheerful, happy, strong, and just got on and planned pretty much. I mean, I'm taking no credit for today because everything you see around here today is pretty much down to Beth and her planning, so I want to thank you for that. I love you so much, I love you with all my heart, I really do. I want to thank you for making me the happiest man alive today. I know that you love me as much as I love you, and I know that this is going to be the start of many, many happy years together. It really is. So,
A good speech, Pete.
ladies and gentlemen, if I could ask you to be upstanding one more time, please. For the most important toast I'll ever let me to make. Can you raise your glasses, please, to my beautiful bride Beth, to my wife, to Beth.
To Beth.
Yeah, cheers. Cheers. Yeah.
Thanks very much. Touch me, go.